Hey everybody, this is Tell True Sports Radio. I'm your host, Ron Fitch. I want to break down the NFL and what's going on in the NFL. The biggest game of the day was the Chiefs and the Lions. And Pat Mahomes had 4 TDs. He was solid. Golf was pretty good too. Golf was good. But what really hurt the Lions was that fourth down play. The third down play where they uh, throw the football to Jared Goff. It was obviously it was an illegal formation. I know people are saying complaining. The Chiefs getting the calls, the illegal formation. Why did you, whether it's controversy or not, why don't you just run the ball on fourth down and see if the way you were running pretty good with Montgomery or Gibbs and bash it down the middle and run it down the throat with your amazing offensive line that's opening up holes yesterday. They're too stupid and reckless at times, and they're as talented as any team in the league. But Dan Campbell gets a little goofy sometimes. But they come back and take the lead. And then after that, Kansas City, their defense was solid. They ran the ball well. They ran it over 100 yards. Pacheco was fantastic. This is the best he played all game. Their short passing game has been great. Mahomes still can't complete the deep ball, but he's converting on third down. Hollywood Brown is really playing good. Kelsey's solid with the short passes now. He's kind of found his role. So they're doing that, and Mahomes will scramble, whatever. I worry about him getting hurt, though. He's trying to run over players. I don't think that's the smartest move, but they had took a 20 to 10 lead. And after, Golf passes to amazing pass to Laporta, take a 3-point lead. Here comes the Kansas City Chiefs up and down the field. They went 65 yards and 8 plays. And Mahomes throws a Hollywood Brown a 3-yard touchdown, passing it. The red zone was beautifully done. And then Detroit goes stagnant. And Buckner kicks the field goal, and that's the game. And it just seemed like that play in the first quarter would have really given the Lions more of a chance. They took the ball in the kickoff. They could have jump started. They should have just ran the ball. But the Chiefs were sharp. And offensively, they were sharp because there was a physicality to the Chiefs. And their Xavier Worthy with the jet sweeps, some of the passes they're throwing. They are in a nice, other than the Jacksonville game, they're in a nice rhythm. And when Rashid Rice comes back, I got to see that. If that works, they're the team to beat in the AFC, regardless of what their record is. Because Buffalo is Josh Allen. Sometimes is a Clyde. He got nice complementary pieces, but I don't know if their defense is good enough. You saw Jones play. I knew that was a one or two off with him not hustling on a couple of plays this year. He plays too hard for that. And the Kansas City was solid, and they look like they're at least even though my Steelers were 4-1 and they beat the Browns, they were kicking a lot of field goals. If you're playing the Chiefs or Bills, when you're driving in that red zone and you're driving in, you got to put the ball in the end zone. They have to get one more receiver maybe, or let Washington eat some more because Washington's now becoming a threat. And defensively, they look solid if they stay healthy. If they stay healthy, they have a chance. If Kansas City stays healthy, they have a chance. This is about health. This is a long marathon with these NFL teams. But from what I see, New England's getting better. I don't want to play New England no more. The Pittsburgh beat New England earlier in the way. If they win the division and New England has to go to Pittsburgh, I don't want to see that. Because Rabel's got them playing both sides of football well. Drake May is locked in. And they beat Buffalo already. And Buffalo's got to go there. Buffalo, the division's not guaranteed at this point. Buffalo's got to go to New England. Is that going to be for the division? because you got a lot of lousy teams with lousy records. And Jacksonville got beat up by Seattle. I was very impressive by Seattle. And of course, the Colts with my guy Jonathan Taylor and Daniel Jones, 5-1. The Colts and Jacksonville are going to be battling. And the Chargers and Broncos and Chiefs are just going to beat each other up. And it comes down to those games at the end of the year when they all playing each other and who wins the division. That's a toss-up because they're all really good. Depends on who's healthy. That's my theme right now. Who is going to be healthy? And that's what it comes down to when it comes down to the NFL. Now, the NFC is a lot more competitive because Washington's playing tonight. If they win, they're going to go 4-2. And the Eagles, they're a mess. And I talk about they could lose this game and that game, but they're still the champs. So the Eagles, I still want to open the door to the fact that they could get it together and make a little run toward the end of the year. Right now, it's a mess. I haven't liked them all year, even when they won a couple of these lucky games, but they're still the champs. I'm still holding out hope that they're going to make a run. Dallas got beat by a proving Carolina team. Everybody says, "Oh, I can't believe we lost to Carolina." Carolina's 3-3, and they've been battling and balling out this year. They're young, and Bryce Young's starting to play better. Green Bay, that tie, I wonder if that tie hurts them, but with Detroit losing, when Detroit and Green Bay play in Detroit, because I know Minnesota's a tick below those two teams as far as how good they are. I just do believe that. The quarterback situation got to be straightened out. When I look at Green Bay, at the Giants, there's a couple. At Pittsburgh's going to be a toss-up possibly. Arizona's a mess, but you never know. Carolina's tough, but they got to go to Green Bay. I don't like that. Philadelphia, I think Green Bay might get them. At Detroit, Thanksgiving, that could be the division. I'm looking forward to that. So that's what makes the NFL good and exciting because the NFC's extremely competitive. Tampa had a big win against the Niners. The Niners are tied with Seattle and the Rams. I think the Rams are going to play a lot better. Seattle is much improved. I think San Francisco starts to fall back a little because of their injuries. You lose Warner out for the season probably. I think Seattle and Rams are going to be fighting for that division. But Tampa Bay, that was impressive. That was a great game too because the Niners battled and battled and battled. But I thought what separated this game was the fact that you had Mac Jones playing really well. Baker Mayfield was a little better. And that's what it comes down to. Baker Mayfield made all the throws he had to. He didn't make he has one game where he made a comeback against the Eagles and had a bad interception in, but other than that, he's been solid under pressure. And Baker Mayfield's pass, 45-yard touchdown to Tez Johnson, that was the most beautifully thrown. It was a little, not slightly overthrown because Tez had to go grab it. He went and got it. That was just a beautiful play. They end up running, getting stops, running out of the clock. The defense complements the offense with Vita Vea and David and those guys balling out. And the big guy, their best receiver is not even there yet. When he comes back, watch out. And I love how they play the game. Baker Mayfield is – I don't like – I love how he kind of made changes in his life with his wife and his conversion, but I don't like – eliminate the jerky boy stuff. They're still there. Be emotional. Be feisty with your team. You never have to go out there and talk a lot of garbage. to the defensive players. Let it go. I don't like none of my quarterbacks talking. I want that to be a zone focused on winning, and you're in championship mode. You don't have to talk. Peyton Manning didn't have to talk. Drew Brees didn't have to talk. Ben Roethlisberger didn't have to talk. The great ones didn't have to talk. And I was very impressed with his stat line, Baker Mayfield. Didn't like some of the talking. I hope he ends up taking that out of his diet. Get rid of that. You're better than that. He's 17 and 23, 256, 2 touchdowns, 139 QBR. White, nice. White, 65 yards. Tucker, 25 yards. Baker Mayfield did a nice scramble for a first down. Be excited. I don't mind that, but all that other nonsensical trash talking, you don't have to do that no more. You're a vet, you're an NFL veteran. You got the respect. You don't have to do that anymore. Just play. Play. You're a Super Bowl contender. You're in there with the Rams. I may put the Seattle in there, the Eagles, Washington. Those are Green Bay and Detroit. These are your Super Bowl contenders. You're in there. You're in the running for MVP. Be settled. You don't have to be that insecure where you have to do that. You're too good of a player now. I didn't like him I thought there was limitations, but he's learned to position. He's learned how to read. Their system makes it a lot conducive, very conducive for him to succeed. Their offensive schemes is good. They run the ball good. And they're going to get guys coming back healthy. And they're going to be even better. They're going to have to be because Green Bay, Detroit, the Eagles will start to play better. I think toward the end of the year, they'll Cincinnati will figure it out. They're struggling right now. They're figuring out as long as they don't implode with players being disgruntled, as long as they don't have that. With Barkley there, Barkley will get 2 or 3 touches and won't complain, or he'll get 20 touches run. Either or. All Saquon Barkley cares about is winning. That's a good thing. But you know, all the receivers like their stats. Got to feed them. Got to make that balance. But right now, Tampa is up there as one of the best teams in the NFL.